In the middle of the night, last night, I was woken up. Usual, I gotta go use the restroom. gotta go, gotta go relieve myself. And literally kept hearing Occam's razor, Occam's razor, Occam's razor, Occam's razor. I was still like, Occam's razor, Occam's razor. And I was like, I need to go write that down. Didn't know how to spell it. I wrote, here's my sleepy handwriting. Occam's razor. Okhom apostrophe S. And some of you probably already know what it is. I had to look it up to make sure because I was like, I've heard it in passing. I've learned about it here and there. Um, but I looked it up. And wouldn't you know it, there's a few ways to spell Occam's razor. Hilarious. Quite ironic, even. Um, Occam's razor is basically saying the 111, as I was beginning, is saying that the simplest solution is often the best. And this Occam's razor is saying this to you. This is my 4 day, by the way, so my words are not going to be perfect, but I'm doing the work that's put ahead of me. I have rolled up my sleeves, and I will fumble around this point. Um, but truly, in the spirit of four, to keep it simple, to keep it Occam's razor core. There is a problem that you've had, and this is already something that you've started to embrace, which is point A, point B. None of this all around, and even in the way that people are speaking to you now, you have adopted this new type of simplicity in your life because energetically it is better for you. Because up until this point, you've had a lot of convoluted, like many ways that you are going around and giving energy and making sure that everybody's okay. And you're realizing now that you can still do those things in more simplistic ways. You've been adding a lot of extra steps. And it's finally being illuminated into a way that you know that those steps are unnecessary. And also, they're like, it's a safety net that you're putting in place to allow for failure and allow for disappointment. Because I think you've experienced so much disappointment in your life that that's what you're expecting. It's like almost like you want to take a longer journey to almost provide opportunity for it to happen. But 313, as I'm saying this, okay, so this is about your childlike joy and starting to be more joyful because when you were a kid, you used to be able to be point A, point B. And yes, you'd have fun along the way, but when you liked something and wanted to do it, you just went straight for it, as opposed to waiting 333. As I say this, as opposed to waiting for, well, these are all the proper steps I need to take in order to have this fun. Why are there steps that you need to take first in order to have fun? Why are you having to put? I got your nose, I guess. Or this is an wait. This is an N. Whatever. 353. So N. Do you have an N in your? I don't know. I don't do that. I don't. I don't think. Maybe I do. Um, I'm discovering. You're discovering. 909. As I say this, it's an N. Somebody with an N name. I don't know. I do know that that's an N sim for ASL. Um, but you've added a lot of extra steps in order to almost prepare you for disappointment. When you were a kid, you would just go for the thing. Somewhere along the way, we've been taught that in order to have fun, you need steps before it. Like you need to, yeah, go ahead and like put on your elbow pads and your knee pads before you hop on your skates. Wear your helmet. That's good stuff. It's good to do it. I keep saying that's preparing for failure. Hmm. Okay, so you have a lot of you're scared. Even now in the this new abundance that you're experiencing with the universe, it's still like, okay, 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 but what does it mean? Like, but what is actually going to happen? A little bit, there's still so much fear. And so there's something that's going to be clicking soon, which is the Occam's razor mentality. I don't know, mental model. Is that currently the simplest answer is for you to succeed. That's just 555 as I say that. It just is the simplest answer because of the steps that you've taken. And now you're at the point where the reason why it feels so scary is just because you haven't remembered that fear and excitement sometimes feel exactly the same because it comes from the same chakras, the same systems in your body. They all experience it. And quite honestly, although our body is always talking to us, it only knows a few modes: yes, no, pain, pleasure. Like it's very just this, that, good, bad, nothing. It has a limited language. It doesn't have a vast vocabulary in the same way that numerology and numbers are highly contextual and tonal languages. This is also with your body. And so a lot of times, the simplest path is the best path, as opposed to taking, if we're looking at a right angle triangle, right triangle, whatever. There's the right angle that you can take, or you can take the hypotenuse. You're going to take less, it's going to be less time and space, distance covered to get to the same point, as opposed to going this way. You can take the scenic route. Either way, you're going to be successful. Either you're going to spend more time getting to success, or it's just going to be success. And that's where you're at this point. You have seen the hypotenuse. Okay? You have you have found it. You are at this point, you're, oh, okay, well, I look this way, there's a direct turn, but I can see that that's where I need to go, so I'm just going to go that way. There might be a couple of mountains and stuff like that because this might be a path less traveled. 808. As this is your path to take, you are going to see other things along the journey because you are taking a path less traveled. Because other people have been taking the right angle. There's nothing wrong with that. You can take the right angle. That's totally okay. Um, you are being called to take the other path because it is a simpler answer. A lot of people have been taking this path, and that's okay for them, but it has added steps. And also, sometimes, whenever you just choose to blindly follow a path without taking the step first and say, why am I here? Where am I going? Who am I? Am I awake right now? Am I dreaming? Let me try and fly. Like before, people are actually trying to, they're like, okay, yes, and then they just mindlessly walk. The path is going this way. I'm just in my head, so I'm going to let my body just mindlessly walk while my mind is doing whatever it does. Because even back when we had no technology, when we were walking 40 miles just because, it just because that's where you had to go, um, people would just walk and they would just rest and they would do these things and they would think about other stuff and they would make up songs while this is what humans do. um Golly. So along that journey of the hypotenuse, there's going to be less of a beaten path, and there's going to be more times that you will be present, because being present is important to establish the best avenue that's given to you in that moment. Because even though the path isn't extremely worn down, maybe it's a little worn down because other people have gone through it. Um, and you're not in this panic anymore where you're just looking anyway. You're able to take a breath and observe your surroundings and see, hmm, those branches are a bit broken there. So if I go that way, I won't have to break any more branches. It's not as clear, but there are signs that there is a way through. And it's usually just by taking a step back and realizing I have everything I need. I have all the things that I need to observe in this moment. Even if, we're not out in the wild. Sometimes it is strictly you are figuring out your mental health. You are figuring out your next step in your business. You're figuring out how to be a better parent. You're figuring out how to be a better partner. Whatever thing you're trying to understand. Your specific talk, 1111 as I say this, how you talk to yourself. Um, uh, in 3 days from now, after this recording, there'll be 1111. November 11th. That was 11:22 as I was saying that. It took me 11 seconds to say that. Um, it'll be 11:11. There's gonna be fun stuff happening. You don't have to do stuff if you don't want to do stuff, but you'll be surrounded by the energy of childlike joy and the stability to experience that joy. This is going to be a fun journey. It's not going to be a scary hike through a jungle of mosquitoes or snakes. It's going to be a fun hike on with good weather, and the destination's there because you can see it, and you get to be like, ooh, and look at that, and did you see that over there? Oh my gosh, that's so pretty, and we saw a deer. This is the journey that you get to have. That was a 1221. This is the life that you get to experience. And it's not because of some dumb luck. You have created your luck in such a positive way now, and you feel it, but it's still scary until it isn't. It's like the first night of a big show or something, and you've got all these jitters, and you probably puke a little bit, and then the next night, and the next night, and the next night just gets easier and easier. And at a certain point, you're just like, oh yeah, I'm here. I got this. What I got to do is dip, 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 dip. Easy peasy. We're great. We're aces. You have been through this through your mind so much that you're going to be able to do it. And also in your dreams. You've been dreaming about it a lot. You've been dreaming about so much stuff. Your dreams are wild. Your dreams are wild, especially whenever you do have them, especially whenever you can remember them. But I'm also getting that you're dreaming like a few years in the future, but it's not like it's fun and it's the energy feels great and wild, but it's also comfortable for you because you know that that's what your situation is. Like that's just your life. It's not anything surprising. So yeah, this enjoy this message. This is specifically for you. At I think 4 a.m. is whenever I got that Occam's razor. Look it up for yourself and see what it means for you, and how it can be applied specifically to your life, um, because it's 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 your life. I don't know you. Do you know you? Anyway, you got this. This is gonna be really fun. You really got this. Um, Sometimes it's scary to have fun. You know that you're going to go on a roller coaster and you love roller coasters, but it's scary. Anticipation can be a lot of scariness right now, and that could be a lot of stuff that you're feeling that are being associated to being scared. Anticipation of the life that is about to be because the steps have been made. How many times do they have to tell you that the steps have been made? And from now on, as long as you're moving in the simplest A to B, because I want to do that, you go do it. Because that's a fuck yeah, that's a hell yes. Whatever. That's a yes. That's a 100% positive. I want to go do that. Go do that. Um, and you'll feel that it won't be like this impulsive. I'm trying to just like make myself feel better right now. It will be like, okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm a little bit, ooh, but it feels right. It's setting your heart on fire. You feel like a kid again doing it. And you may still be someone who's far away from understanding their inner child work, but if you are here, you are not. Um, Even if you don't realize how much inner child work you have done, the way that you speak to yourself and the way that you've been changing the way that you speak to yourself, you're perhaps a gentle parent now, if even if it's not to um, your own babies, your own spawn. It's to your fur babies and all of that. You were very like okay and understanding and just you even with your friends, you were gentle. You were gentle. Um, and you're putting that energy out there. Therefore, the universe is being gentle with you too, even though any type of jostling at all does not feel gentle. I don't know if you have like a lot of earth in your chart. I'm a water, air signy thing, but I got a little bit of earth here and there, and that little bit of earth does make me want to be like, mm, hold on to that rock, as I'm also flowing around it. Um, but I really do feel a lot of stable energy around you. Um, they are, your guides are specifically saying this is you're safe. You are safe. Um, to take risks that and you'll know that it's not even a risk. The only thing that you're risking is how people perceive you. And right now I think you're at the point where you just don't care about how people perceive you anymore, because you mainly care about how yourself perceives you and how are you being true to yourself. And so I think what's been the scariest part is feeling like perhaps the scariest part is that you feel like you're going to lose people. That what everybody says is when you start being more true to yourself and more selfish, that people are gonna more abandon you. But newsflash, baby, you've already been abandoned a lot in your life. The thing that is going to be the things that are different in your life is that you're not abandoned anymore, and you're safe now, and you know how to take care of yourself, and you don't really have people in your life that are bad for you. And whenever you do have people in your life, you know how to handle those situations now and say, I do not accept that. Um, Something is going to be delivered to you soon. I think it might be some type of gift that you're getting from your guides, from your ancestors, from the universe, perhaps something you've been asking for, something that you, or something that's on the way to the thing that you've been asking for to help. It's a tool. It's a mystery mouse tool just for you. I think that's it. I kind of just rambled. So y'all are blessed. You are blessed, and if this meant anything to you, let me know. Hello, in. If you're in, I mean that's too many. That's a lot of people with in names. I can list on Nicole, Nikki. Well, that's two. That's basically the same thing. Nicholas, Natalie. Hey, we know in names. There's lots of in names out there. So, in the meantime, y'all look out for the numbers and stay synchronized.